How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel and the video review of the FuriBee Toad 90, the 90mm micro brushless FPV racer. This is the bind and fly version, and it comes with the FrSky D8 receiver. It is a 90mm wheelbase quadcopter, and as you can see, the front to back distance of the motors are shorter than the side to side distance of the motors, and it is a semi X frame here, and I guess it kind of resembles a toad. That is why they're calling it the Toad. And it has a protruding front where the camera is mounted, so we will not get any of the props in the view of the video feed, so that is just awesome. And it has a 2mm carbon fiber single frame on the bottom, and it has a 1.5mm top plate, as well as the side plates which hold the camera is also 1.5mm as well. And we have a gold theme going on over here. So the mount that the camera is mounted to, as you can see, it is in gold, which looks pretty nice. And the motors themselves are gold as well, and we also have some standoffs here that are in gold as well, so it is looking pretty fantastic. Taking a look at the motors, they are the 1104 7500 kV motors, and they have attached themselves to the 5-bladed props, and the bladed props are measuring in at 50mm. Looks like gem fan props. We have seen these props before. They are very fragile, however, so once you hit something, these guys bend out of shape, and it's very hard to bend them back into shape, so be careful with that. These do come with prop guards, however, which I will show you in a little bit. And the ESCs are on the bottom of this mini stack. There's 3 levels to this mini stack here. The bottom ones are the ESCs, and the one in the middle is the flight controller, and the one on the top is the receiver, the D8 FrSky receiver. Very nicely stacked up. And the ESCs are the BLHeli S10 amp ESCs that we have seen before, and they are pre-flashed with 16.5 firmware as well. And on the product page, I think it is a typo, it says they support 1 to 2S batteries. I think it should be 2 to 3S batteries. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to fly this baby here with just the 2S batteries, because these motors here I don't think are capable of handling the 3S. They do get pretty darn hot, as I've seen before. The 1104 7500 kV motors do get very hot, and if you burn out the whole entire 3S battery, yeah, it gets to a point where it's very hot to the touch. And the midsection here is the flight controller, and it is the F3 flight controller, pre-flashed with Omnibus 3.1.0 firmware in beta flight. And I am so happy that now all of these guys are coming pre-flashed with beta flight and not clean flight. So I think it's the norm now. Clean flight is gone and beta flight is in. And there is the micro USB connection port to connect to your computer and to your configurator. And on the top we have the receiver, and the receiver is the FrSky receiver, and as you can see, it is integrated into the top board itself. And as you can see, there's the bind button on the board, clearly be seen with the naked eye, so that is fantastic. So this is a true bind and fly. You don't even have to take off the top plate in order to bind with your receiver. And there's also an integrated buzzer on that board as well, and the antenna wire that comes off of it is soldered on there, and it is reminiscent of the FrSky XM or the XM Plus receiver antenna wire. It is a pretty long antenna wire, which is very welcome. And I have a zip tie connected to a coffee straw and a dab of hot glue to keep the coffee straw in place, and the antenna wire is routed right inside of it. Taking a look at the front here on the VTX, the all-in-one VTX. This one has a 600 TV line, CMOS camera, and it is tilt adjustable via a couple of Allen screws, one to hold it down and one to swivel. So very, very nice mounting for the all-in-one VTX. And it also has a double button to configure your channels and your frequency as well. And it is said to have a 100 to 200 meter video transmission distance, so that is awesome. And this one weighs in at about 69 grams without the battery. And here on the bottom, there's the battery strap. It already comes pre-installed like this, the Velcro strap. And all I did was I put a little foam pad, cut it out so the battery strap don't get in the way. And I just hot glued it onto its place there. And also what I've done was the JSC power connector. I put a little zip tie to hold it behind the right hind leg, so keep it in place as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out what else we get in the box. And here is the box that this baby comes in, and it is a generic looking white box here, and we do have some instruction manual. And this instruction manual is very nice, guys. It is by Happy Model and Toad 90 FR Sky BNF version of the instruction manual. It's just a single sheet of instruction manual, but they show you exactly how to bind, what to do with your transmitter. They show you the Tyrannus X9D Plus transmitter here, and they go on to show you all of the configurations and such. And they do have a little bit of a diagram of the flight controller as well. So a very nice instruction manual, and I'm glad they are starting to come out with something like this, because before they didn't come with any instructions at all. So this is a happy little piece of paper. And inside we have a bag of goodies, and this one contains some screws and some extra props. Looks like a whole set of extra props and a little Velcro tab there. And we also have a bag of screws. We got some motor screws here. Looks like we got some prop screws as well. And these motor screws are a little bit longer than the screws that come with the quadcopter itself already installed. And I do believe they are for use with these prop guards. So if you want to install these nice orangey prop guards on there, it goes on the bottom of the motors right there underneath of the frame, and that look pretty good. If you're going to fly indoors, I advise you to put these prop guards on, and I believe these screws are a little bit longer to accommodate these prop guards. And we do get a Allen wrench and a mini screwdriver. And last but not least, we get a little Velcro thingy for your battery and a couple of rubber bands. I'm not sure what these rubber bands are for, but they give you a couple of rubber bands as well. And they come packed in this nice little box with foam cutouts. So the quadcopter is sitting nice and pretty right inside of there. So everything is perfect out of the box. You take this baby out of the box and configure your antenna and bind to your transmitter, and you are good to go. It is a truly bind and fly mini micro racer. Oh, and also this is the battery that this quadcopter came with in the box. It is Happy Model 7.4 volt 450 milliamp size battery with a discharge rate of 80C, and it is looking very similar to one of these guys here, and they are pretty much identical. It is the Gaoneng 450 milliamp size battery, and I think it's just about on par with the Gaoneng battery, so it should give us a pretty good flight time and a pretty good amount of power as well. Okay, so here we are ready to take off and check it out. We're gonna do a little line of sight test first. So we are bound, ready to go. Okay, so let's check it out. I did a little hover in the house and it did fine. But there's this distinctive sound coming out of these motors. I suppose they're normal. So it is looking pretty good out here. And it is looking pretty smooth.
2 minutes. RF signal low.
Oh, the signal is low. Alright, so far so good. Looking pretty fantastic. Let's try out a little bit of speed.
Signal critical.
Wow, signal is critical.
Telemetry
Yep.
lost.
Whoa.
Telemetry recovered.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Telemetry lost.
Oh, it just
Telemetry
went
recovered.
down.
Signal critical. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
Oh, wow. I'm getting some telemetry problems with this baby here. I can't go too far, or something is not right. Uh-oh. We got some problems. And yeah, the antenna is nice. Everything is looking fantastic. I wonder what is up. Yeah, I lost control over there. It just went down. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see if it rebinds and retakes off. Yeah. Oh no, we don't have distance.
30 seconds. RF signal critical.
Oh wow. Critical signal warning.
20 seconds.
Uh-oh. We got ourselves a problem here, Houston.
10, 9, RF signal low. 8.
Oh wow, that's only about 15-20 meters. And it is already giving me a warning. And yeah, this one's giving me some kind of problems. So I'm gonna go ahead and land it. Yeah, what's going on? It's not my transmitter, I don't think. I've gone the distance with this transmitter before. It's got something to do with the receiver on this baby here. Yeah, maybe the wires are not connected very well. The receiver wire is not soldered on very well, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Alright, here we are once again with the Toad 90, and it is the day after. Yesterday I was having some issues with connection problems with the Toad 90. So overnight I opened it up and removed the receiver from the stack, and here is the receiver board from the stack. All it was 3 pins connecting it, as well as a couple more pins for the buzzer. And yesterday I thought this antenna was soldered on, but I was wrong. It is a very small micro IPX connector in which I tried to put some hot glue to see if it was just loose and if that was the problem, but that was not. It was still giving me that connection issue. So I removed it and replaced it with a old D8 receiver that I took off from the old quadcopter, the QX95. Thank you, QX95, for letting me borrow your receiver. And I did a little test this morning, fluid line of sight as well as some FPV, and it has no problem, no issues of disconnect. The only thing is I don't have a buzzer now and I don't have telemetry, but that is okay as long as we are able to fly. So let's go ahead and test this baby out, line of sight as well as some FPV. Okay, we are just about ready to go. Everything is connected, so let's go ahead and take off with the Toad 90, arming it. Another beautiful day here, so we're checking it out, and this thing has some power too. It's got lots of speed. Such a small little quad, and it's got tons of speed, guys. Look at that. Man, Very nice. So there's no issues now with the receiver. Look at that pitch. This thing has a deep pitch. Check that out. Fast little guy. Telling you. Yeah, the Toad is a flying. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's do a little punch out here.
1 minute.
Oh, not bad. Not bad for a little guy, huh? I can hear a little bit of vibrations going on. Hopefully that doesn't come off on the FPV video feed. Yeah, very nice, very nice.
30 seconds.
And very controllable too. So I'm going to try my hand at some acro here. Okay, we are in acro.
20 seconds.
Do a little flip. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can do flips on this thing.
10, 9,
Yep.
8, 7, 6, 5.
All right. Yeah, I can do flips.
2, 1. And when you left.
There we go. Hey, not bad. Not bad. Easy to control this one in acro. So that's good news. It does make that flurry kind of sound. Hopefully that's just air. Okay, let me bring it in. I think the timer has expired, so let me bring it in and put on some goggles and see how this baby reacts with FPV. Nice. All right, here we go with our first FPV flight with the Toad 90. Hopefully it goes well. Oh yeah. It seems like the video feed is slightly on the blurry side. So the camera is slightly out of focus. That's what it looks like. But it is very stable. And we have the distance, looks like. And the video feed has the distance as well. Nice. We have no problems going the distance now. Let me go all the way to the fence over here, which should be very close to 100 meters and maybe even more. Nice. We got distance, guys. No problem. That's probably more than 100 meters. So we are doing okay with this baby now. All right. Do a little flip. Very smooth, huh? It flies very well. Look at that. It is really, really smooth. And let's see how fast she is. Yeah, look at that. She's got some speed too. Yeah, mean old pitch too, man. Awesome. Too much battery drain at one time there. Yeah, I'm using the battery that it came with. It was supplied with that. And I've already drained it down to 6.8. Oh, wow. This quadcopter does have hunger for battery power. Yep. It's a good thing I have extra batteries to test out. Very nice, very nice. Very smooth.
1 minute.
Pretty good controls. There's a little bit of oscillations right upon the U-turn there. Oh, but very nice, very nice. Now she is flying good.
30
Yeah.
seconds.
Awesome. Yes.
20 seconds.
All right, I think it's about time to land it. 6.5, 6.7. Hey, pretty good.
10.
I got almost 3 minutes out of it.
7.
And I did some
6,
speed passes,
5,
which drained
4,
out a ton
3,
of battery.
2.
Very nice, very nice.
Timer will elapse.
Very fine controls as well. Awesome. I can't seem to bring it in. Oh, this is a nice flyer, guys. A Toad 90 with the receiver problem. Hopefully it's just my unit. You know, you gotta take the good with the bad with some of these guys here. You don't know what you're gonna get. Sometimes something malfunctions. And this was an easy fix, by the way, just to change out the receiver. So it's all right. And the price is decent. I mean, even though it did come with a receiver and I had to change out the receiver. Some of these micro quadcopters, wow, 6.3, I'm gonna land it now. Okay, some of these micro quadcopters don't come with the receiver and they cost more. So, you know, it wasn't that bad. I had a receiver laying around, so, you know, just needed to change the receiver. And now it is flying fantastic. So, awesome, awesome. The Toad 90. Just got done flying the Toad 90 line of sight as well as FPV for the first time, and I must say, yeah, this is a nice little flyer, guys. Even though I had problems with the receiver, it was an easy fix to install a D8 receiver from a old friend, and it did fantastic. The flying characteristics of this quadcopter is excellent. It has lots of speed, it has maneuverability, and it is very smooth in its flying characteristics. Very, very nice. And I'm using the Betaflight stock PIDs as well, and it did fantastic with I tried it out this morning with one of these size batteries and it did okay, and I flew it line of sight with this one here, non-marked battery. I'm pretty sure this is the same as the one that came with it. It is a 7.4 volt 450 milliamp that came with it, and this is the one that I flew on the FPV flight, and it did all right as well. Gave us about 3 minutes of flight, and after that I was able to milk it out for a little bit longer. So it did fantastic. It's got the speed, it's got the handling, it's got the maneuverability. So an excellent micro brushless quadcopter. And with the Headplay SE goggles, everything is so immersive. So fantastic goggles. And I was using my Taranis QX7 as well. So there you have it, guys, the FuriBee Toad 90. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.